Hello, and welcome back to the Elemental I Ching. It's been a little while. Today we're in Gk16, hexagram 16, which is enthusiasm. And I just felt inspired today and just looking at the plants around me and just like feeling the enthusiasm of nature. You know, nature can't be half-hearted when these flowers bloom. It's the laughter of the divine. It's the laughter of life that's coming up out of the deep, fertile earth and that awakening thunderbolt rising up. And, this hexagram, it moves from the shadow of indifference, that feeling of lethargy, that feeling of how can I do anything? How can I help, the world when it's so messed up and turbulent? Or how can I get up and give myself into this day? And the awakening thunder is striking the fertile earth, the fertile soil of the receptive earth. And lightning, it really does. It infuses the earth with nitrogen. It's those winds of change. It's the thunderstorms of change that ignite life, that fill the soil with nitrogen. And the thunder is also that wood dragon that rises from the earth. And the fertile earth of receiving this moment as it is. So indifference, that shadow, is the agitation that I feel when I feel dislocated and disconnected from the present moment. What am I not identifying with right now? And I start to give in to those sensations and feel the wallowing heaviness of that inertia, right? It's programming partner, the inertia of life. I give away my power. I'm gullible. I give away my power of, if the government can't protect me, then how can I do anything to help? Or even just in my daily rhythms, I go through these rhythms of deep emptiness and lethargy. And what if that was okay and a part of the process? Can I receive this moment a little deeper and let that initiative rise, that versatility rise out of that emptiness of the moment? I love how this key, it's rooted in the emptiness. It's rooted in the receptive earth. It's rooted in receiving. But it has that thunder, that initiative, that movement, that powerful yang of the creative, passionate intent. And as I watch the seasons of life and go through those winter times of nothing, you're not seeing the growth, and then all of a sudden as spring starts springing and summer starts blossoming, you just see this laughter of the divine, these sparks of color igniting from the depth, from the simplicity of the nothing of the earth. That nothingness that is a fullness waiting for the right moment, the right time to spark. So for me, this key is rooted in my attitude. And enthusiasm, for me, it's not just about positive thinking. It's not just about kicking myself in the butt and just get up and do it. There's a time for that. There's a time for that healthy self-discipline and that healthy gratitude of just the opportunity to breathe again, to live again. But there's also a reality to the depths of what we feel every day. Can I receive what I'm feeling? And orient myself first, root and orient into this present moment, into my empty cup. I've been really exploring recently the empty cup. I've been feeling very empty in a good way, but it's also very uncomfortable at times to sit in that emptiness, to sit in that nothingness a little bit longer. And then when the spark arises, can I trust and follow that current? Can I commit my energy into that moment and follow the initiative as it rises, to channel my creativity, to reinvest all that deep inner cultivation of my waiting, of my listening, of my pausing, and then reinvest that into life as an opportunity for more color, for more vibrancy, for more enthusiasm to grow. The initiative that comes from orienting myself here, from my heart, in this present moment, from my belly, from the empty cup. There's a concept in many traditions, but the Native American tradition of the hollow bone, of becoming the hollow bone, the hollow reed, so that the divine may play its music through us. And trusting that versatility of, if I'm really oriented and trusting into my body's intelligence and trusting into the natural genius, the magical genius of who I am, then when the moment arises and it's time for me to respond, I will have what I need in that moment to respond, to give life back into life. You know, that fear of, oh, I'm not ready. You know, even the intimidation of getting here on a video again, you know, oh, I'm not ready to do that. And then suddenly the inspiration sparks, and it's time to follow that current. Follow that enthusiasm. Follow the music. You know, music is such a great, another metaphor that's not a metaphor about this kind of key, is you have to play that next note. And when you hit a wrong note, you know, can you make it into jazz? Can you play the next note to actually wrap that all around? No matter what's occurring, you know, here I am receiving this moment as this plane like barrels overhead, to hear that noise. Can I weave that noise as a part of the art of this moment? Because the greatest art is, how do I live in this present moment? How can I dance with what is occurring, receive the moment as it is, instead of being agitated and trying to change it, or being so agitated that I drop into the nothing and, oh, well, I'll never be able to change it. You know, relaxation is not giving up. And giving up is not going to help me relax. So this key for me is all about that hollow bone. It's a lot of yin lines. It's a lot of openness. But that solid yang line of that thunderbolt, it's about finding the channel. You know, even with a flute, like, it's about its hollow reed nature is how the flute is able to play its music. But what hole we cover is the note that is going to emerge. It sculpts the nothing. It sculpts the air as life moves through the nothing to provide a musical entrainment of something new, of something more beautiful, of giving something into the moment, making art through this moment. And versatility is about, I need to fully identify with what I'm experiencing and practice a skill. Practice something for years, for 7 years, play into my music, play into my life. The skills that I find my passion and intent draw me to practice and carve and sculpt out the waterways for that to flow even more effortlessly, even through my muscle memory. And then there's that level of mastery, that citic level, of where identification itself even starts to disappear. And suddenly all the skills we've been cultivating, all the talents that we've been discovering, they actually weave together, they actually inform one another. You know, I have this goal in my life. Welcome, Pleiades. I have this goal in my life that whatever skills I cultivate, I want them to translate amongst wherever I am. You know, the empty cup is constantly emptying me. It's that constant process of letting go what I think I'm cultivating, what I think I can do. You know, and even some of my skills with music or web design or speaking, like, can that translate into other realms? Can I let go of the teachings of the Jing keys and of the I Ching? Can I let go of who I think I am? Can I empty my cup of over-identifying with my expectations and agendas? You know, and enthusiasm can be dangerous too, because we can delude ourselves in our fantasies of our own enthusiasm. Oh, this is the sensation I want to feel. And so I try to follow that sensation all the way through, but that can lead me down meandering pathways that are further from the truth. You know, the empty cup, it doesn't have an agenda about what it's supposed to offer, what it's supposed to give. It's a dedication to being so present that whatever flows forth will be in harmony and alignment and correlation with that divine alignment. That's my prayer, that's my goal. And it's constantly challenging me. It's constantly that thunderbolt of change. It's constantly disrupting the patterns that I lay out so that it stays fresh and alive and new. Mastery has that element of being able to take something that we've cultivated in one particular skill set and suddenly transform it into mastery in a completely new area of life. Music was like that for me. I did not consider myself a musician several years ago. You know, I had learned music when I was young. I had cultivated a skill in percussion through high school band and all that. So I had some of the rudiments, some of the practice, some of the skill set in there. But it wasn't yet a hollow reed for me. It wasn't that life moving through me. It wasn't music to me. It was just repetition and memorization. And then suddenly years later, all of my practices in prayer and in presence, they suddenly started to emerge through that conduit that I had practiced and created a fertile riverbed for suddenly life to move through. And now it's transformed into something that I can do much more effortlessly, much more in the moment. Improvisation is a powerful skill to cultivate because it gives me the opportunity to improvise in every moment, not just singing or music, but improvise on these videos, or improvise in a conversation, or improvise anytime that I can orient myself, become present with this moment, and trust in what will flow forth. These are some of my colorful reflections of Gk16, is just really inviting myself into the times of my emptiness, the times of that empty cup, and not to react or resist against that feeling of emptiness, that feeling of indifference, that feeling of apathy or lethargy, but also not to wallow and get sucked and stuck into it. And give myself the opportunity to sing a little bit, to practice a little bit, to infuse my enthusiasm, my attitude of this laughter of nature, and offer that back into my own heart, to romance myself back into this moment. And so I end today with just a little bit of music to honor Gk16, the versatility of our enthusiasm. Trusting in the symphonic harmony of life.